Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week our Torah portion is Noah, and it's a story that most of us know. God says there's going to be a big flood. Noah, go build this big boat, collect the animals 2 by 2, go off, save them, save yourself, and we know the rest of the story. But the text actually doesn't quite do it that easily. First of all, the number 2 is a little misleading. Yes, there are pairs, but it's actually 7 of each animal if you read the text. So there are 7 of every kind, which means the ark wasn't just a little crowded, it was a lot crowded. But more than that, in addition to saving the animals, Noah bargains to make sure that his wife and his children and his children's spouses are also saved. And it's this image of Noah as family man that I think is really important because too easily we overlook it. Noah, in addition to wanting to take care of the animals, and in addition to listening to God, understood his own obligations as a father and as a husband. And he made sure that his kids were cared for. Certainly it couldn't have been easy, although to be honest, dealing with kids and their spouses can't be any harder than dealing with a boatload of animals, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Nonetheless, Noah's responsibility as father usually doesn't get mentioned, and it's a shame, because what he did really was quite extraordinary. What we also don't talk about is what happened afterwards. They get back onto dry land, the dove finds the branch, and they land and get settled again. Noah actually goes on a bender, and the stress just gets the better of him, and he loses it and ends up on a drunken stupor, and one of his sons discovers him in a drunken stupor and, according to the text, doesn't respect him enough and ends up being punished as a result. Think about how much stress Noah must have been under being on that boat and dealing not just with all the animals but with his kids and their spouses and all the worry. It's no wonder he went on a bender afterwards. Imagine the kind of stress we would have if we were in that kind of situation. But it's Noah's humanity, that Noah was not a perfect soul, but he was righteous in his generation. He was good but not great, and still he is honored. And that's an important lesson for us, because most of us would call ourselves good most of the time, but certainly not great. And if we can recognize that that's good enough for Noah and for God, then at some level we should be able to accept it for ourselves too. That it's okay to be good, even if we're not always great. So I hope as you spend some time thinking about Noah this Shabbat, that you'll consider who Noah was as a person, not just as one in relationship with God or with the animals, but with his own family, and how that played out for him and for all of us who are essentially his descendants. Shabbat services this Friday evening will take place at 6 o'clock here at the temple. Shabbat morning we have Torah study at 10, followed by services at 11. Our synagogue series gets rolling Saturday evening with the showing of Crossing Delancey. And next Tuesday our classes continue with Jim Burley teaching both his Midrash class and his Jewish storytelling class. And next Friday we'll have services again at 6 p.m. And next Friday Jim will actually be leading a special renewal kind of service with interesting music, just to try and experiment a little bit with other kinds of worship that we can experience as Reformed Jews. For now, though, I wish you a Shabbat of family and rest and relaxation and less stress, and I look forward to seeing you at the temple. Shabbat Shalom.